Daniel Bard here. We'll go ahead and start with Nick Grote. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, hey Daniel, a couple of things for you if you don't mind. The snow inning on Wednesday, inside the stadium, it didn't seem too bad. Some of the videos made it seem kind of crazy, obviously, from the center field. How was it for you? Was it very much to deal with?
It was noticeable for sure. Where our bullpen is, the mound I warm up on is kind of underneath the overhang. So I was warming up pretty much like dry, not really getting any snow. And then as soon as I ran through that gate onto the field, it was like it hit me in the face. So I don't know if it was coming down a little harder then, or if I just wasn't quite ready for it. But no, I never pitched in the snow before, so first time for everything.
Did it affect you very much? Didn't seem too bad.
It just took a few pitches, I think, to get used to it. It was just like as I was going down the mound, it's like running in the snow. You're getting hit in the face. Felt like I was squinting. And once I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to squint to throw, just like adapt and figure it out.
Gotcha. Did you have any sense that you needed to rush that inning at all? That the snow was coming?
No, I mean, figured if it was bad enough, they'd cancel it. Anytime you're pitching in that cold, just the temperature, it's tough to grip the ball, and just get a consistent grip on it. So, like as long as I can feel the ball, we'll find a way to get through it. It's kind of up to the umpires at that point whether to bang it or let us finish it.
Gotcha. And then totally separately, Yolis Chassin and you obviously have followed different paths, but as sort of veteran members of the bullpen, what have your conversations been like? Do you talk to each other like veterans at all?
Yeah, he's been awesome to talk to. Great guy, ton of experience. He's excited to be in the bullpen, which is cool. The guy who's got many starts under his belt as he does. Sometimes I view that as like a demotion or, something like that. He's not there at all. Like he's fully on board. He said he loves the challenge, loves the idea of being available every day, like the adrenaline rush of getting in a game. It's very different than preparing for a start. So he's been a huge addition, just mentoring me and also some of the younger guys. I think just presence out there, knows how to pitch. Been through the league many times and knows how to pitch at cores too. I think he's really good to talk to about that. He's had as much success here as anybody. So I can't say enough good things. And just a good guy down there.
Has he had? He is obviously familiar with the ballpark and the team, but it's been a while. Did he have questions for you?
I don't know if there's anything specific that he asked. Maybe just getting used to the new group of guys and teammates. He most of these coaches had him either when he was here or in the minor leagues. So he probably knows everybody better than I do.
Gotcha. Thanks, man.
All right, next we'll go to Thomas Harding. Go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah, so you pitched for the Red Sox. Boston isn't exactly a warm climate, so that was the first time in the snow?
Yeah, I don't remember ever even playing in snow. We played some cold games, in the 30s and 40s. And I pitched in a game in Chicago. I think it was like the wind chill had it around 20. That stands out as one of the coldest games I ever pitched in, but no snow. That was the first time.
Wow, that's cool. Hey, with this group of the bullpen, has it taken a couple of homestands to really get the Coors effect down for you guys? I mean, did it feel like it took maybe the first homestand and into this one to kind of get how the ball moves differently here than on the road?
Yeah, I think it's just an ongoing challenge, I would say. I'm still always trying to figure out which of my pitches play best here and which are best on the road. And sometimes it's the same. I do know certain effects that the air here has on the ball. I think you've seen Stevenson kind of come into his own and learn how his slider played. He's got an above average slider. No matter where he's throwing it, but I think he's realized how well his fastball plays here. And it's fun to see those guys figure it out and adjust their strategy and, you know, get out some different ways. So it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, you're looking at the bullpen this this homestand, and it's looked like a little bit smoother, maybe even than the last one. What are you seeing guys making adjustments with their pitches, or just kind of settling into the season? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I think it's just a comfort thing, and you know, see some guys get into a little bit more regular roles. I don't think we're fully set in anything we do, but definitely some more clear roles for some of the guys, which I think is always helpful. And I think it's not just the bullpen, but the whole team. I think we've just taken this mentality of like, we're going to find a way to beat you. I think you started to see it these last few days. I think we had it. Even the beginning of the season, we lost a lot of close games, but we're rarely out of a ball game. And I think, just speaking for the bullpen group, we take a lot of pride in keeping those games close, holding those leads, and if we're down 1 or 2, keeping it right there and giving our offense a chance. T-shirt, yeah, our bullpen T-shirt. So just kind of like, take the ball whenever they ask you. You know, your role might change, but just take the ball and compete.
Yeah, interesting shirt. Whose mustache and beard is depicted? Is that you?
Just kind of a amalgamation of everyone in the bullpen.
All right,
And
and
he had a mustache, but he doesn't have it anymore. So
that's cool. When you were earlier, at least, there were probably too many walks for this bullpen. That seems to have calmed down a little bit also. How much discussion has there been in that? And have you guys found a common theme to try to trim some of those walks?
I don't think there's anything intentional besides just attacking from getting strike one. That's one thing that Foster and G. Scott preach all the time, is get strike one and go from there. And they've done a really good job with the game planning and the scouting reports to put us in a good position to make those pitches. I think when you can throw that pitch that you know the guy's not going to hit first pitch and just either get it out or steal strike one, you can do it with confidence. That just makes everything else a lot easier when you're consistently hitting counts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and it did seem that maybe we thought you guys came out of spring training thinking there were certain roles, then depending on performance, things kind of change. But does it feel like that's stabilized where maybe when the phone rings, you know what's going to happen? Is it there yet?
Like I said, I think we're getting there. Probably you never fully know, just because the fluid nature of things and the way Buddy likes to run the bullpen. He does, ride the hot hand, which works really well a lot of the time. So I think we all know to stay on our toes and be ready for anything.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Hey, Daniel. Couple follow-ups. You were talking about the snow, and I think we were all fascinated to see it coming down so hard in the 9th, and you were out there. Was it fun? Was it cool, though? I mean, you said you never had the experience before, and the squinting and the cold and everything, but was it kind of a kick?
I gave up 2 hits and a run, so no.
Okay.
Those first 2 guys got hits. I mean, they're great hitters, obviously, but I still was like, how in the world am I getting enough hits right now? I just felt like it would be really hard to see, but apparently, I don't know if those pitches got too much to the plate or what, but we were able to put the bat on them. So I don't know. I just kept competing. I knew we had a comfortable lead. The best thing I can do there is continue to throw strikes, which I did. Wasn't happy about the run, but we made the plays on some ground balls and take the win any way you can get it.
Okay. Follow up on the T-shirt. Whose idea and whose design, et cetera, was it for your Say When T-shirt?
This was mine.
Okay. And is it for all the guys in the bullpen?
Yeah, bullpen coach, bullpen catchers. might be a couple other guys too that are like honorable members in the bullpen, but yeah.
So what was the genesis of that? Why the cowboy thing? And
Yeah, so I took it from when I first got called up in Boston. Something that was already in place when I got there. We were Pirates in the bullpen. Nothing to do with Pittsburgh Pirates, but it was like a Pirate theme. Like we had skull and crossbones flag hanging in the bullpen. We all had T-shirts. We had Pirate names, and I don't know. We had a good time with it, and it kind of just gave us like a mentality to rally around. Kind of gave everyone a sense and identity as a unit. So I kind of took that, flipped it to Cowboys because I like there's a lot of ways you can go with that. Yeah, the T-shirts were just part of that.
cool. And so say when is be ready for anything and any time, right?
That's it.
Okay, cool. Hey, a more basic baseball question for you. I was looking at Fangraphs at your pitch mix, and according to Fangraphs this season, you're throwing the change about 7% of the time. Does that sound about right to you?
You say so.
Okay. My question, where are you with that particular pitch?
I think I threw a little more last year, but this is such a small sample. I'm going to pitch into the reports we get and finding spots to use it. So I'm sure it'll kind of level out as the year goes on. But yeah, I mean, the fastball and the slider were really good early, so we just kind of lean more on those.
What was the key, Daniel, for you to master the changeup? You can see where I'm going with this kind of thematic. I just find that pitch fascinating. And a guy who throws as hard as you do also throws a changeup. How did you get the feel for that? Did it take a while?
I've thrown it since I was probably 10 years old. My dad was a minor league catcher, or former minor league catcher, and he firm believer that the changeup is the best pitch in baseball. So he kind of impressed that upon me at a young age. And, you know, before I was ever allowed to throw a breaking ball, I had to have a changeup. And he was like, you have to learn how to pitch with that, and then you can add a breaking ball later. And that's what we did. So not that I have the exact same changeup I had as a kid, but you know, I think I've always had a feel for it and found that the higher you go up in levels in this game, like good hitters, the best hitters, the top 2 or 3 guys in every lineup are really good at recognizing spin. Like that's what makes them elite. They can separate a slider from a fastball really early out of the hand. And so the sliders don't necessarily work as well against those guys. That's where the changeup, you know, comes into play. I think it's a good weapon against like the best hitters in the game.
And one more question for you on that. What grip do you use on your change?
It's just like a circle change.
Circle change? Cool. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it, man.
Sure.
Go to Owen Perkins. Go ahead, Owen.
Hey, Daniel. I got a few questions, but I want to start with a follow-up. You mentioned that you know some pitches behave differently at Coors Field. Are there any cases where you take that from somebody else, or do you not accept that until you've proven it for yourself that the pitches are going to behave differently?
I think you just trust your eyes and trust the hitter's reactions. You can see pretty quickly if you're getting the same check swings, the same chases on the sliders, or fastballs up, or sinkers moving, you know, like I'm used to seeing them move at sea level. You can tell by looking at it. You know, all the StatCast and stuff will verify that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you would want to see it with your eyes and prove it with your eyes, as opposed to just taking somebody's word that don't throw this pitch, it doesn't work, or something like that.
Yeah, no one's ever told us that here. I mean, I think the Rockies are pretty good about not telling someone, hey, this pitch is not going to work here. I think that's kind of a negative mindset, because I think any pitch works is going to play if there's enough velocity separation and you locate it well.
Right.
And then the movement is kind of the icing on the cake. You get the ball to move a lot. But that's why I think the changeups play well here. Certain sliders will still play really well here. Or the gyro slider plays really well here. Split fingers play well. anytime you can add and subtract velocity, I think that your fastball plays well here. It's really just those like really spin reliant pitches. So like sharp breaking sliders, horizontal sliders. It affects carry on the fastball, things like that.
Okay. And regarding your role, I would assume that you would say your role is much more defined to start the season this year than it was last year. Is that fair?
Yeah, I didn't know last year. I thought I might be the mop-up guy to start, but he
Yeah.
threw me right into the one-run game. So I had no clue what I was doing last year as far as role goes.
So having that more established role this year, is that changing the way you prepare on a daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about having a defined either eighth or ninth inning role for me is you can time your launch. You know, I don't have to have my body kind of ready for the fourth or fifth or sixth inning, and then maintain that for the last 4 innings of the game. Like I did at one point in my career, and we have guys in our bullpen that have to do that, and that's a hard job in itself. But I think that's the nicest thing about having a late inning role is I can plan ahead, get my body loose so I'm peaking and running on all cylinders in that eighth inning, ready to go at the end of the game.
Yeah. And do you notice in yourself when you look back at your performances, if the circumstances that when you enter are having any effect on you? You know, when you are not coming in a save situation, for example, when you look back, do you see any difference?
Yeah, well, I thought about that because I've given up a few runs here in some non-save situations, which I hate doing. The only thing I can attribute to is I think when you're in that situation, you might just pitch to the middle of the strike zone a little more. You know, you're pitching to contact more early in the count, and like on Wednesday, those aren't bad pitches. They're just too much maybe in the middle of the zone to two really good hitters. And maybe if I'm in a one-run game or save situation, you're kind of executing more to the edges and off. So I think that's the only thing is you get in those situations where you're not protecting a small lead and you kind of just pitch more aggressively to the middle of the zone. So maybe that's something I can address here moving forward.
Okay. And then my last question regarding the cowboy motif. You said with the Red Sox, you guys were pirates and you had a lot of stuff going on about it. Is there a similar amount of activity going on to take on the cowboy character, or how is that playing out? Or if not, how would you characterize the character of the bullpen?
I mean, it's just something we kind of talked about in spring training, and got the T-shirts, and Daryl Scott's been on board with it, and using that to kind of shape the mentality of our staff out there. It's just something I think will continue to grow as the year goes on. I mean, I told all the guys in the bullpen, like, you got something, if you got something you want to bring down the bullpen or something you want to, quote or something, we started putting some quotes up and stuff down there, like kind of cowboy theme, but it's been good. It's just something we're running with, and happens with it happens.